Bonelli, you see the numbers.
Yeah, Yamaguchi Falcao comes into this fight 6'1", 3-inch height advantage over Damian Bonelli. Both guys came in at the 168-pound super middleweight limit. Reach, 3-inch advantage for Yamaguchi Falcao. Not going to, make too much of a difference. His incredible amateur pedigree and good boxing skills should be the telltale sign in this fight, Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the ring, Damian Bonelli.
This marks pro boxing bout number 35 of Damian Bonelli's career. That has seen him fight in 6 countries. Tonight marks his 4th bout in the United States. Bonelli said, I am always training. I am always in shape. At this stage of my life, boxing for me is fun. Absolutely no pressure.
And he looked the part yesterday in the fighting meetings, huh, Sean? He looked like a guy who walks around as a fitness trainer. He said, in my house, I have a gym. I'm my own nutritionist. I do everything. I'm in shape all the time, so I don't have to get ready if I stay ready.
And now please welcome his opponent, Yamaguchi Falcao.
Yamaguchi Falcao, representing his home nation Brazil, was a bronze medalist in boxing at the 2012 Summer Olympics. To this point, has had an outstanding pro career. 20 victories, 1 loss, 1 draw, 1 no contest, 9 knockouts in those 20 victories, 6 of those 9 KOs coming inside of 2 rounds. He definitely has power at 168 pounds.
He's got power, Sean, but I think his main thing that he brings to the ring, he's got a very high boxing IQ. He's been in with a lot of top guys at an amateur level, world level amateur champions, and as a professional, he's faced some very good opponents already. Had a loss a couple years ago to Christopher Pearson. He said he had a kind of a rough training camp on that one, but since then he's hit the reset button. He's ready to take the second stage of his career a lot more serious.
Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Caribe Royale Orlando, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing for the NABA Gold Super Middleweight Championship. Our 3 judges at ringside, Tina Griffith, David Dijon, Thomas Nardone, and our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Chris Young. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black. His official weight, 168 pounds. His veteran's record stands at 24 victories, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout opposite 10 defeats. From Ramon Mejia, Buenos Aires, Argentina, here is Damian El Pochero Bonelli. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white trimmed in the proud colors of Brazil. His official weight, 166.8 pounds. He also holds a veteran's record of 20 victories, 9 wins coming by way of knockout, opposite 1 defeat and 1 draw. In 2012, London, England, he took home an Olympic bronze medal. Here is the current WBC Latino Continental Super Middleweight Champion and the current WBC Fedecaribe Super Middleweight Champion from St. Petersburg, Florida, by way of Serra Espírito Santo, Brazil. Here is Yamaguchi Falcao.
Tough, clean fight. Doing my commands all the time. I take sales all the time. This is for the NABA title. Our job is to enforce the rules, count the sins, and y'all two the judges. Let's touch them up.
Final words from the always outstanding boxing referee and also bare knuckle fighting referee Chris Young. Yamaguchi Falcao said, I want a fast start. I think I can overwhelm Damian Bonelli quickly and get him out of there. Bonelli said he has an Olympic style. It's very technical, nothing I haven't seen before. Round number 1. White trunks with the Brazilian flag for Falcao, black trunks for Bonelli.
Good right jab from Falcao to start the very first round, coming out and setting that pace, letting Bonelli know, hey, look, this is my fight, and you're going to fight at my pace. You see him on the front foot being aggressive already, Sean. Good body shot.
Big jab, big body shot indeed. Hook to the body with that left hand from the southpaw stance. Into the pocket comes Bonelli.
And to his credit, Sean, Bonelli has been in with a lot of very good prospects and a lot of very good fighters, guys who, you know, are going on to that championship level, guys who are in the middle of the road maybe a little before they got to that championship level. So Bonelli's seen a lot of very good styles, and he's not the most offensive guy, but he does know how to protect himself in there. So it's Falcao's job to go in there and make him decide he doesn't want to continue this fight.
That was a low blow recognized by referee Chris Young. Not even a flinch from Damian Bonelli. Bonelli hasn't seemed bothered by anything all week.
He wasn't. You saw him in the fighter meetings. His demeanor, he is very calm. You know, it's impossible not to like the guy, but he's like, look, I have fun in the ring. I've seen things he's never seen, and I'm gonna, you know, take control in there. And he's the one who's got to come in and fight the great fight. I don't have any pressure. He's got all the pressure, and that's difficult.
It was an awkward swing and a miss from Falcao.
See Falcao in that southpaw stance.
That was it.
Stiff jab on the turn. Bonelli now stepping in with the right hand.
Good shot from Bonelli. You see a very unorthodox Bonelli, and sometimes when you're a good amateur like Falcao, it's very tough to get those guys who punch from different angles than you're used to, those high-level amateur fighters and those really good pros. You get a rugged guy from South America who shoots those overhand rights, lead left hooks, very unconventional. It can be very tough to defend.
Stalemate, center of the ring. 1:10 remaining, round number 1 of our co-main. Leaping in with the naked right hand. Falcao now stepping into the gap with the right hand. There's the straight left hand.
Caught him with a good check right hook, Sean, a second ago, and that got the attention of Bonelli.
Bonelli left himself open, leaping in with that right hand without the jab setup. Double jab now from Falcao.
One thing you never want to do as a fighter, Sean, is let your feet leave the canvas. Those feet always need to be planted firmly so you can get power, so you can make a defensive move. Good left hand from Falcao in the corner.
Bonelli just shrugged, throws the left. Again, another naked right hand. Falcao seems surprised by that punch. Pawing jab now from Damian Bonelli.
First round, both guys seem pretty relaxed, pretty posed. Nobody's seems too uptight. You see Falcao kind of settling in, but the awkwardness of Bonelli makes it a little difficult for Falcao to really impose his will early on.
See the rangefinder jab from Bonelli, sticking his left arm out, just setting the range.
Good left hand from Falcao a second ago.
Final seconds, round number 1, Yamaguchi Falcao versus Damian Bonelli.
And round 1 looked pretty good, Sean, for Falcao. He was able to get out there, set up his left hand to the body, shoot a couple big right hooks. I would like to see him not load up quite so much, look to get that right jab going a little more and walking Bonelli into those shots instead of loading up.
That was your round. Let's go. Let's go.
Seconds out called, set for round number 2. Calling boxing referee Chris Young, again leaping in, this time with the left hand is Damian Bonelli. And made Falcao take a backward step. Bonelli with the right hand.
Good overhand right, very awkward. You see him kind of lunge in with the left shoulder, kind of look down at the same time he shoots the overhand right. It kind of makes Falcao think, hey, look, here comes the left hand because that's a conventional punch. Nope, here comes the overhand right, and you know, definitely got the attention of Falcao, even though it wasn't a clean shot.
Bonelli initiating that clinch, very veteran move. Wants this at his pace.
And you can tell by
definitely a stop-start, BJ.
You can tell by the temperament of Bonelli, he doesn't want Falcao to get in any kind of rhythm. He wants to stand on the outside, lunge in with awkward punches, and kind of keep Falcao off him. If you're in the corner of Falcao, you said, look, get your right hand, get your right jab going, attack that body, take that body. Don't even worry about the head. Just attack that body and get him used to that. And then later in the rounds, we'll bring up the headshots and we'll make him pay.
Bonelli again throwing the 2 without the 1. There's a lead left hook. Straight left hand right back from Yamaguchi Falcao. Big right.
And that's the key punch right there, Sean. That's the punch he got to land if he wants to set up those power shots. Good left hand from Bonelli.
Bolo punch clinch with the rear right hand from Bonelli. Falcao, I guarantee you, BJ, in his high-level sparring, just does not see this in the gym.
He might have seen it in his early professional days, you know, from the streets of Brazil. You know, he kind of came up in an area, a geographical area where a lot of raw fighters, a lot of tough fighters from Brazil. You see guys like Acelino Freitas. Not too many champions came out of Brazil, but, you know, Falcao shows a lot of poise for being from that country.
Right hook to the body. Left hand right back. Falcao trying to turn up the intensity. Bonelli dipping his head in, getting the break. Again, a veteran move.
And again, though, Sean, from Falcao, it's just too much head hunting. He's got to go to the body and focus on those shots downstairs to set up the head shots. He's looking for the knockout.
Sweeping left hand from Bonelli, then the right hand. Counter left hand by Falcao, again into the clinch. 55 seconds remaining, round number 2.
And you can see why Bonelli survives these fights. It's the kind of fight he likes. Stay on the outside. Falcao gets a little bit of a rhythm, then he jumps in with that awkward shot, that right hand, that lead left hook, and keeps just enough distance to get through these rounds. So Falcao's got to step on the gas in the next few rounds to get this guy out of here.
Shades of Zaire, 1974. You see Bonelli laying back on the ropes, baiting in Falcao.
Good right jab from Falcao. That's the shot. Good right hand.
Bonelli sweeping again, throwing a lot of twos without the one is Damian Bonelli in this fight.
Watch your head, okay?
Stop-start tempo, continually disrupting the timing of Yamaguchi Falcao. Closing stages, round number 2.
Good right hand from Bonelli. He got caught with a good left hand on the counter shot from Falcao.
Good left hand and the right hand to follow from Falcao just before the bell that ends the second round.
Kid's tough, Sean. He came to fight, and he didn't get the memo that he was supposed to be an early knockout victim to the bronze medalist.
Muy bien, muy bien. Estamos trabajando muy bien. Estás trabajando muy arriba. Trabajá acá abajo y plantate. Bueno, fíjate, no levante la cabeza. No levantes la cabeza y empezás a prender con boleado. Volvé con el boleado izquierdo. Recién te prendiste.
Let's take a look back in round number 2, and we see both fighters trying to set up a good overhand right from Bonelli. Caught Falcao against the ropes, caught him kind of out of position to do anything, and then later in the round we see Falcao with a nice, straight, stiff right jab. That's the punch on that he's got to get going if he wants to be successful to land those power shots. More good work from both fighters. Good counter left hand from Falcao in the end, being patient there, showing some veteran experience, and really tying Bonelli with that left hand.
Start of round number 3, a right hand. More intensity, a bit more urgency from Yamaguchi Falcao to start round number 3 than we saw at the starts of round 1 and 2.
That's the punch I want to see right there, Sean. That left hand of the body, little touch jab, shift jab up top, and then that left hand of the body to change levels and get Bonelli to start thinking, hey, I'm coming downstairs, and then later in the rounds, we come upstairs and put the lights out.
More head movement from Falcao thus far in round 3 than we've seen in either round 1 or round 2.
And the head movement does 2 things, Sean. It stops Bonelli from punching so much, and it makes him a more difficult target to hit. So 2 things he's accomplishing right now by moving that head as he's coming forward. Limiting the offense of Bonelli and also making it more difficult to hit.
Left on the inside. Falcao now stepping into the pocket. Circling out is Bonelli. Bonelli stepping in with the right hand again. Bonelli has been finding a home for that right hand without the jab setup. And a right hand right back from Yamaguchi Falcao.
Bonelli caught him with a big overhand right on the top of the head, and that's that awkward shot I'm talking about, that kind of Ricardo Mayorga type Nicaraguan South American power that he brought in. You know, it was a big shot. Falcao came back nicely with a stiff right jab, but he's got to be careful.
Most of the power from Falcao has been in the one, his right hand from the southpaw stance. We've not seen a lot of power shots with his left hand thus far in this fight, BJ.
Good body shots right there, and that's what I'm looking for from the young Falcao. Go to the body of Bonelli, forget about the head. Make him set his feet, make him go downstairs and protect down low, and then bring it up top.
Better round for Yamaguchi Falcao. Not that he didn't win rounds 1 and 2, but winning more decisively in round 3. And on that, on cue, he takes the overhand right. Another overhand right from Damian Bonelli.
Big right hand from Bonelli, and look, he told us yesterday, I'm going to come in to win the fight, and he's fighting like a fighter who didn't show up for a payday. He actually wants to win. He's trying to land a big shot and get Falcao out of here.
Nothing on that left hook from Bonelli. Falcao again, there's that hard jackhammer right hand. A lot of power in that jab.
And that's that jab I'm talking about, off that back leg, pushing and getting that power from the lower half, using that right jab as a tool, not only just a rangefinder to set up the left hand, but as a power stiff jab when he activates his legs like that. Very good shot from Falcao.
Down jab from Falcao. Hear the call of stop from referee Chris Young.
Hand down. Don't hold his head down, okay? Fight clean, baby. Box.
Well done from Chris Young. Decisive, right back to it, no histrionics. 25 seconds remaining, round 3. Bonelli again leaping in with the right hand. That's a push, a slip. Ruled correctly as such by Chris Young.
You see the awkwardness of Bonelli leaping in with those hard power shots. Falcao's got to keep working his shot, keep working his jab, and start the time whenever Bonelli tries to jump in.
Good left hand in that sequence. Left jab from Damian Bonelli. We're through 3 rounds. We will move to round 4. Start of round number 4. To the surprise of no one, a leaping right hand from Damian Bonelli. Certainly not to the surprise of Yamaguchi Falcao. Bonelli has been opening up, throwing a lot of power right hands.
Big left hand from Falcao a second ago, and something he did very smart, Sean. When he shot the left hand, he maintained his range and didn't fall in. He allowed him to keep punching. Low blow there a second ago.
Time called by Chris Young on the low blow. Bonelli now has up to 5 minutes to recover.
You got 5 minutes. You ready? All right.
Bonelli takes about 5 seconds, right back to it. And starts back with a leaping left hook. Bonelli is a fun fighter.
He is, and he told us that yesterday. He said, look, I'm going to go in there and have fun, and this is one of the few times where a fighter actually does exactly what he said he's going to do in the fighter meetings. Love it.
Falcao trying to rip through all of the awkwardness, all of the unconventional movement, punches, setups of Damian Bonelli.
The clean, gentlemen.
And that's, Sean, that's the range right there where Bonelli is safe. He's able to get in. He's able to, get a clinch. Falcao can't look at the referee to save him there and break up the action. He's got to force the issue and use that right forearm to gain distance as that measure to really keep Bonelli at range right there to where Bonelli's unable to tie him up and he gets in these rhythms.
Big hooks with the right hand to the head from Bonelli after Falcao was hooking hard to the body.
Falcao needs to step right to him now, not give him time to relax and reset. Again, don't fall in right here. Good. Keep that range. Use that right forearm and that right hand as a measure to put Bonelli right back where he wants him.
Slight swelling under Bonelli's right eye. There's been a jackhammer jab from Falcao throughout this fight thus far. 125 remaining, round 4.
It hasn't been enough, though, Sean. He needs to be more consistent with that right jab. He's able to land it almost every time he shoots it at will, and it just hasn't been enough. I'd like to see that jab another 15 to 20 times per round.
Well, we just saw a 2-3-3 combo from Damian Bonelli. Not what I'm guessing you're teaching in the gym.
He comes with some weird angles. Good shot by Bonelli. You just got to love the guy's fighting spirit.
There's that rear right uppercut, almost a bolo punch again. The thing for Bonelli is that it's working. He has accomplished 24 wins in his pro boxing career.
Good right hook, left hand by Falcao a second ago. That hurt Bonelli. Again, right here, Sean, is where he's got to maintain that range and that distance. Put Bonelli where he wants him to really punish him.
Forward pressure again from Yamaguchi Falcao. Now 35 seconds remaining. Good rear left hand to the body from the Brazilian Falcao. Getting late here in round number 4.
Now you see Bonelli starting to get a little sloppy right here. It's round 4, middle stages of the fight. This is where you could really start to take advantage of these middle-of-the-road guys. Falcao has got to use his right jab now. He can hit him at will if he'll walk in and use that right jab as a battering ram and use it to set up the left hand of the body.
Bonelli claimed that he took the accidental headbutt fight on from Chris Young. Just a ball of watch the heads. That's the end of the round.
And looking in the corner of Yamaguchi Falcao, I'm sure his trainer's encouraging him to let his hands go, keep that range, keep that distance, and allow himself to land those power shots. Don't let Bonelli get in there and tie him up. Don't let him clinch. Make the older fighter maintain that fast pace. See a left hand in the body right there. Definitely got a little low underneath the belt of Bonelli. He didn't take much time to recover, though, did he, Sean?
First low blow in round number 1, he didn't even flinch. On that, time called by Chris Young. 5 seconds on the clock, 5 minutes on the clock. He took about 5 seconds and right back to it. And then re-entered with a leaping left hook. Round number 5.
And this is the pace, the temperament, and the type of the way Falcao's coming out in the beginning of this round, the demeanor, this is where he needs to be right here. Head moving, head up the center, sliding, big left hand right
big left hand. Hardest shot landed in this fight.
Bonelli's hurt, and he's got to press the issue. Falcao's got to make him miss one more time, touch Bonelli to the body, and reinforce, hey, look, you're hurt, and I'm going to show you that.
Left hand again. Bonelli, perhaps if that was in the center of the ring, would have gone down, fell right back into the ropes, but not dramatically enough for Chris Young to rule a knockdown is saved by the ropes, because Bonelli's ropes were ropes 4 and 3, the top 2 ropes. Had it been on the lower ropes, possibly would have been ruled as a knockdown, but just simply too close to the ropes. But the end result, that was a hard left hand by Falcao.
Good straight left hand. He set it up with the lead right hand, got Bonelli to reach, and then he dropped the left hand right down the pipe. Good shot and good body shot. That's what I want to see out of Falcao right now. Breaking down the
Falcao has looked in this fight. Counter on the left hand, and the right hand by Bonelli. Bonelli firing back after taking big punishment. Left hand from Falcao, right hand from Bonelli, right uppercut.
Now this is where Falcao, Sean, needs to stay calm and stay relaxed, stay poised. Don't get rushed, don't get rattled by the more experienced fighter, and just continue to land his straight shots and not get caught up in the crowd. Stay relaxed.
We've seen Falcao open up, and then Bonelli throwing right back. Finding those gaps is the Argentine Damian Bonelli. All risk and reward. 70 seconds remaining, round number 5. The overhand right from Falcao. The jab, step in right hand, counter right hand.
Good shot there from Falcao a second ago. He needs to start timing Bonelli when he jumps in like that. We're in round 5 now, and he's got to take advantage of an inexperienced fighter, or not necessarily an experienced fighter, but a fighter who's making a tactical and fundamental error by jumping in like that. Falcao, with his level of experience, he needs to start timing Bonelli when he jumps in.
And on jab, the right hand from Bonelli. The hard one right back from the southpaw stance for Falcao.
And Falcao looks a little arm weary here to me, Sean. He does. He hasn't done anything in about 30 seconds. He emptied the clip a little bit on that combination when he thought he hurt Bonelli, and he hasn't done much in the last 45 seconds.
Bonelli suddenly a lot more rolls, level changes than we've seen in this fight. Seen with the rear left uppercut is Yamaguchi Falcao. Back to the jab.
The most exhausting thing in boxing, Sean, is to miss power punches and miss big punches. If Falcao would go to the body, he wouldn't miss those punches, and he'd find a lot more accuracy.
To the halfway line of our main event. Final seconds, round number 5. Step in left hook from Bonelli. Falcao with his back against the ropes. Next stop, round 6.
Good end of the round for Bonelli. He really turned on the gas there, and you just got to love the fighting spirit of the 43-year-old fighter. Let's take a peek back in the beginning of round 5 and see what Falcao trying to do. Little single jab up top, straight left hand on the body, excellent punch against the southpaw. Little touch jab there, right hook, and drop the left hand straight down the pipe. Really got the attention of Bonelli. More good punches from Falcao, really changing his angles. Great punch selection. See the right hook, you see the left uppercut, you see the overhand left, really opening up Bonelli.
And again, BJ, if that left hand is in the center of the ring, I think there's a good chance Bonelli goes down. Now, referees are instructed, if you feel that the ropes stop a knockdown, then you rule a knockdown, but it's impossible for Chris Young to tell in that situation.
Correct, yeah, it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment call, and I think Chris Young, calls it a knockdown, doesn't call it a knockdown. I think, we still got the same fight. Falcao's still up on the scorecards, and Bonelli needs to do something dramatic.
At this point, 10-9, 10-8 probably does not matter.
Correct.
But again, for Yamaguchi Falcao, we talked about it. Serena Morales at the beginning of our broadcast. This isn't just about winning for the Olympic bronze medalist from the 2012 London Games, Yamaguchi Falcao. It's about winning with authority, with emphasis.
And he's landed some good shots, Sean. He's doing well. He just, I would like to see him, like I said, get the right jab going a little more, staying calm and composed in those pockets whenever Bonelli's lunging at him, and timing Bonelli when he jumps in. Not just allowing him to shoot the punches and then get his distance.
Bonelli being a bit playful, waving the right hand, lead left uppercut to the body. Right to the body now from Falcao. Bonelli being a little more playful. You see the slips, the rolls, perhaps sensing some frustration from his Brazilian opponent, Yamaguchi Falcao. Cross-arm defense now from the Argentine, Damian Bonelli.
And you see Bonelli, he's so awkward on the inside, but he's not really too comfortable in there either. He's better at range leaping in. He's not exactly sure where to put his head, where to put his feet to land those short, crisp shots on the inside. Falcao's getting more work done on in close.
Falcao this time claiming accidental butt of heads. Fight on, says Chris Young.
But that's what happens when you face an awkward guy like Bonelli, jumping in with the lunging overhand rights, the long left hooks. Very unorthodox, and heads come together, especially when you got a southpaw against an orthodox fighter.
Bonelli get pawing with the left hand, loading up with the right. That looked low. Nothing from Chris Young, nothing from Falcao. 1-2 right back from Yamaguchi Falcao. That was effective, and a snap jab from Bonelli.
It was, and you know what? This is one of those fights, Sean, where maybe it's not super close on the scorecards, but it's a competitive fight. You know, Bonelli's definitely in the fight. He's got the attention of the crowd and the attention of us with some of those power shots.
Sweeping right hand from Falcao.
Big right hand, big jab.
Now 60 seconds remaining, round 6 of our co-main. At stake, the currently vacant NABA Gold Super Middleweight title.
I want you to take a peek. Good left hand by Falcao a second ago. Take a peek at Bonelli when he's coming forward over that lead left leg. He's in position to be hit with uppercuts from Falcao. If Falcao will take that little step back or lean back, he can leverage those uppercuts when he's got the fighter on his front leg like that. Very difficult to get out of the way of those punches whenever you're so intent on coming forward like Bonelli is right here. Pick him off with those jab uppercuts, hook uppercut, right hand uppercut. Any of those shots will hit a fighter like Bonelli coming in and being so aggressive.
Falcao stepping in, now looking to turn Bonelli. Bonelli putting his back off of the ropes, trying to push the fight back to the center of the ring. Forward pressure from Falcao. Falcao, there's a big left hand. Another left hand on the downward punch. Right hand, right back. Falcao again trying to turn up the pressure. Next stop, round 7. Start of round number 7. Jab to the body from Damian Bonelli. Diversion jab now you see from Falcao. Feinting with the left, feinting in on the instep.
And Sean, now we're at the stage of the fight where, you know, round 7, 8, 9, and 10, Falcao's got 4 rounds left. He really needs to step on the gas and be a little more consistent if he wants to get Bonelli out of here. Look, Bonelli's shown he's tough as nails, but he doesn't have the skill set Falcao has. So Falcao needs to be aggressive, keep touching him with that left hand of the body, keep attacking the body, and then bringing the short uppercuts on the inside when he gets close, because Bonelli won't have a defense for that.
BJ, if Yamaguchi Falcao is your fighter in this situation between round 6 and 7, are you really encouraging him to turn it up, push for the knockout?
I am, because he's got to make a statement. He does. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I know my guy's got a higher skill set. I know he can go out there and do the right things. He's just getting the rust off. And, you know, I would encourage my fighter to get close, land the short shots. Don't load up. Touch the body, finish up top, just like that right there. And then after you hit him, don't give him 15, 20 seconds to recover and recoup himself and reset. Go right back to him again.
Bonelli shook his head on the body shot, lands a glancing left hand, another jab from Damian Bonelli. We'll bounce in the step of Yamaguchi Falcao here in round 7, since we've seen from the early stages of this fight. You see the jab on the low blow, we fight on.
The right jab of Falcao is starting to frustrate Bonelli a little bit, and that's the shot. That's what good fighters do. Round 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they get that punch going, still use it just like the first round. Good left hand from Falcao.
Falcao now turning up the pressure. Big sequence on the inside. Bonelli nods his head in the affirmative, keeps his hands high and tight in that high guard. Overhand right, another overhand right, then the counter left hand from Bonelli. Bonelli now stepping forward.
Falcao's hurt.
He definitely caught Falcao on the counter. Falcao now with his back against the ropes. Bonelli opening up.
And Falcao got caught in a situation. Got caught in a situation where he had the guy hurt, didn't take his time, and rushed a very dangerous Bonelli, and he caught him with a hard shot. He hurt Falcao. Falcao's still in trouble here.
Bonelli a right hand, right uppercut. Suddenly Bonelli senses a massive upset. Another right hand. Bonelli with the left hand. Falcao still trying to recover fully. Takes the overhand right from Bonelli.
Wow.
35 seconds remaining, round number 7.
Big round for Bonelli, and he smells the blood in the water. Good left hand from Falcao. Timed it perfectly on that shot.
Bonelli walked into that left hand, acknowledged in the affirmative, keeps coming forward off the left hook. Up jab now from Damian Bonelli. Huge momentum swing in our co-main here in round 7. It was off the counter that Bonelli is having his best round in the fight.
Let's hit 10 seconds, Jimmy.
We got ourselves a fight, Sean.
Fight on indeed, BJ. Final seconds, round number 7.
And Sean, that's something you don't expect to see. You don't expect to see the guy, you know, the 43-year-old fighter coming off a 4-year layoff, able to land a shot that would hurt an Olympic bronze medalist, a 20-1 guy. Let's take a look at the replay. Beautiful double jab up top, left hand of the body, really opening Bonelli up here on the ropes. But one thing Falcao did, that when he looks back on this, he's going to regret. He kind of wasted a lot of shots there. Here we see Bonelli setting up, right uppercut, left hook, lands another left hook, unorthodox punches, another shot on top of the head. Right hand kind of cuffing shot behind the gloves of Falcao. And, you know, Falcao's a little arm warrior here, Sean, and Bonelli took advantage of it. You got to give credit to this guy.
You hear the seconds out whistle, BJ. It's all risk and reward again. Yamaguchi Falcao knows that he's comfortably up on the judges' scorecards. Tries to open up, looking for the finish, caught on the counter, and rocked for the first time in this fight, now to round 8.
And if I'm in the corner of Bonelli, I'm going to tell him, look, we're way down on the scorecards. I want you to come out very aggressive and assert yourself in the first part of this round 8 and see if Falcao's still hurt. And that's not what we're seeing from Bonelli. His style is more to sit back, take advantage of Falcao after he shoots shots and lunge in with awkward shots, and he's not putting his foot on the gas at all.
What Yamaguchi Falcao is trying to show in this fight is that he is ready for the next step to become a world title challenger, 168 pounds. What Damian Bonelli is trying to show in this fight is that he is still relevant in the sport of boxing.
And I mean, if we look at the 168-pound division, Sean, you look at the guys like, you know, obviously Canelo Alvarez, the #1, Dimitri Bivol fighting Canelo Alvarez, that's up at 175. And then you got guys like David Benavidez, you got guys like Caleb Plant. To say Yamaguchi Falcao's ready for those kind of guys, he's not. I don't see it at all. But you know, there's a lower tier of guys that he could fight now, but I do not see him ready for the Benavidez, the Caleb Plants, and, you know, with all due respect to Yamaguchi Falcao, those guys are very good fighters. So I just feel like he's not quite there yet, and we're talking about calling out the biggest names.
Center of the ring, jab to the body from Damian Bonelli, now the right hand.
And this is one of those fights for Falcao where, you know, you might see some of the champions start to call him out after this. Or some of the guys who are rated highly, where Falcao showed just enough vulnerability that's going to be like, look, you know, we'll take him. He's an Olympic medalist. He's got a great pedigree, great record. You know, we'll take our chances. So this could be a blessing in disguise for Falcao.
Falcao sweeping on the overhand right, cross-arm defense from Bonelli. Dropping level, sporting touch of gloves. Apology for Falcao on what was perceived as a late punch.
Good body shot on the outside, but again, we're not seeing any shots up the middle from Falcao. There's a nice little left uppercut right when I said it, and he did it, but he's got to shoot those uppercuts whenever Bonelli's coming in like that.
Bonelli dipping his head to get to the inside. Good right jab again from Falcao. For me, BJ, that's been his best punch in this fight. Sweeping left hand, up jab with the left hand, now right hand from Damian Bonelli.
Nice
back into the corner, big left hand again.
And Bonelli's legs are still fresh. Look at him. He's shooting heavy, big shots. He's got Falcao on the ropes again. Nice check right hook from Falcao. But, you know, Bonelli's got to get in there and really, you know, push the issue if he wants to win this fight.
25 seconds remaining, round number 8.
Another good round for Bonelli. Really was. Falcao did a lot of good work early on, but, you know, Bonelli had about a minute there where he really took charge. Good short right hook from Falcao.
Check right hook on the lead from Yamaguchi Falcao. Moving to deep water in our co-main event. Yamaguchi Falcao, Damian Bonelli. Next up, round 9.
Great action. Round number 8.
No tiene nada, pero no importa, no pensé en eso. Esperamos mucho tiempo este momento, es el momento. Yo sé que puedes estar un poco cansado, lo que sea, pero estás bien. Pero no estás ahogado ni nada, tenés bien, está bien de la cabeza, todo. Así que tapadito, llévatelo, no dejes que tire primero, tirado. Vos vas a cerrar la primera, segunda y la tercera te la vas a pegar. Y la cuarta y la quinta y tirale como...
Take a look at the replay. You see a beautiful right hook to the body set up by a 1-2 up top. Bring the elbows of Bonelli up, in. Falcao drops the right hand of the body. Good, clean combination punching from Falcao there. And later in the round, Bonelli started to get his range. Awkward punches, 2 uppercuts followed by a left hook, and then again another uppercut. Standard boxers, amateur boxers and professional boxers are not used to seeing combinations like that, and that's where Bonelli has some success.
When you throw the awkward punches, the creative punches of Damian Bonelli. You're either very experienced or very inexperienced. In the case of Bonelli, of course, very experienced. This is pro boxing bout number 36 of his career.
And you see the experience, Sean. We talked about it early in rounds 1 and 2. I mean, the guy's been in there with a lot of good fighters, up-and-coming prospects, fighters who are just getting ready to cross that bridge from contender to, from prospect to contender. And he's seen it all. So I guess he didn't really see anything from Falcao tonight that impressed him too much. Good left uppercut. That's the punch I'm talking about. Falcao needs to get going if he wants to have more success.
2:15 remaining, round number 9. There's a good left hand from Falcao. Straight right hand from Falcao. Bonelli walked into that with his hands low.
You see when Bonelli comes in with the guard up like that, full guard, it sounds crazy, but Falcao needs to touch, bring the gloves on the outside, shoot the little short right hook, and then the left uppercut right up the middle. It will land. There's no defense for that, even with the gloves up.
An inverted spinning back fist from Damian Bonelli. No warning from Chris Young. That was certainly not his intent. Good left hand from Falcao. Almost the up jab.
Good
to the body,
shots.
right to the body on the hook.
Very good shots. And now is the point where Falcao can start. Good left hand again. He can start to shoot the jab up top, come down like he's shooting the left of the body, and bring the left to the head and surprise Bonelli, and then bring the right hook to the body.
Not a
changing
cut,
levels.
but a lot of swelling in the left brow for Damian Bonelli.
And you see Bonelli here in round number 10. He's starting to be the aggressor. He's pushing the issue. And I'm sure that's not what they wanted to see in the corner of Falcao.
No missing with the overhand right. Back into the pocket comes Damian Bonelli. Then the right hand on the counter to the body. Clubbing left hook landing from Bonelli on Falcao. Falcao now looking to counter with his back against the ropes. Falcao trying to be playful. Bonelli answers with the straight jab. Left hook and 10 from Damian Bonelli. Bonelli to the inside. 45 seconds remaining, round 9. Stop, start, BJ for Damian Bonelli.
He is. He's making the fight really awkward, and I'm just not seeing what I need to see from Falcao to say, hey, he's ready for a guy like Demetrius Andrade. He's ready for a David Benavidez. He's ready for a Caleb Plant. He needs to be more consistent with the guys like Bonelli. You got to get these kind of guys out of there as tough as Bonelli is, and Falcao hasn't been able to stick to the game plan or be consistent enough, long enough to get the job done tonight. Still going to win the fight, but I'm just, if I'm being a critic.
You've certainly earned that right as a fighter, as a champion, as a trainer. Good left hand from Falcao.
Nice short
overhand right, somewhat awkward, landed partially on the gloves. Left to the body. Up next, the 10th and final round.
Mr. Easy, Major Laser, Montana.
Taking a peek here at round number 9, setting up a shot. We got Falcao. Bonelli coming in with that high guard, shoots that right hook outside the gloves, drives the left hand through the guard. Good shot from Falcao, setting up his opponent, who comes in with a very high guard. Another shot that will work right there is the uppercut off the right hook. Shoot the right hook, then bring the left uppercut right underneath. Mix in that left uppercut and that straight left hand. Keep Bonelli on the defensive.
All right, get this. Now box this whole round. Touch him, that's all. Good. Touch him.
First off of his stool for round number 10 is the Argentine Damian Bonelli.
Last round, fight hard, fight clean, okay?
The beginning of our broadcast, the debut of Monster Box on Valley Sports. BJ, you and I said, if this fight ended unanimous decision across the board, 97-93 for Yamaguchi Falcao, we wouldn't be happy. I think we might be headed to 97-93.
I think I got it more 98-92, maybe 99-91, but 8 rounds of 2-ish. But look, Bonelli's for better or for worse. He came, he put his heart on the sleeve. He really came to fight today, and he did not get the memo. I did not come to lose, and he definitely tried to get Falcao out of there in round number 6, didn't he, Sean?
Absolutely. Bonelli, for me, on my very unofficial scorecard, has won at least 2 rounds.
Yes.
Falcao was definitely hurt.
Affected greatly by the punches, and you got to give Bonelli credit for that. And he's the aggressor here in round 10 again.
If you're a believer in moral victories, this is what one looks like for Damian Bonelli. It's the 2012 Olympic bronze medalist from Brazil, Yamaguchi Falcao.
I mean, the sport of boxing, Sean, teaches you not to believe anything you hear in the fighter meetings. But this is a rare situation where Bonelli actually came in and backed up what he said he would do against a very quality opponent.
In our fighter meetings yesterday, Falcao said, I want to be more aggressive. I've been working on that in training. I think that theme will continue after this fight.
And he needs to be. And when he gets a guy like Bonelli, it's obviously very tough to be aggressive the entire time, but you have to take advantage of those little pockets where you catch him and hurt him and get his attention, because they might not come around again. So when you get that, a seasoned pro is going to take you out. And Falcao still needs to work on finishing. You see 9 knockouts out of 20 fights. He's not a big knockout puncher. Definitely hurts you, but you still got to work on that closing technique.
120 remaining, 10th and final round of our co-main. Again, to the winner, the currently vacant NABA Gold Super Middleweight title.
Good left jab a second ago for him. Good
overhand right. Smile on the face of Damian Bonelli, walks forward. Swelling now under the right eye of Bonelli. It will not be a factor in this fight.
Yeah. Nice left hook from Bonelli.
Pawing jab again from Bonelli. Loading up the 2. There's the 2. Spinning off his Falcao. Hard right jab again. And I go back to it, BJ. That, for me, has not just been his most effective punch, it's been his hardest punch.
It has. It's a punch that he can land at will, and it's a punch. Good left hook from Bonelli, and it's a punch that I wish he would have been a little more consistent with in the beginning if he wanted to land his power.
Bonelli now really opening up. 30 seconds remaining in this fight. Cross-arm defense again. Awkward overhand right on the miss from Falcao.
Good defense from Bonelli, using that cross guard and making sure to move the top of his head. Just an experienced, savvy move from a guy who's been in there with a lot of good fighters for a lot of rounds.
Smirk on the face of Bonelli. Straight right hand, the left hand. Bonelli stepping in again. Falcao circling out. Falcao misses with the left, with the right hand. Bonelli, the right hand, the left. Lands the final 2 punches of the fight, and we are through all 10 rounds of our co-main.
I think I give Bonelli that last round, Sean. I got it 7 rounds to 3. Falcao obviously doing enough to win the fight, landing early, building up that early lead. But, Bonelli came to fight, and I'm a fan.
And 7 rounds to 3 would be 97-93.
Right on the money. Where's the crystal ball, Sean?
We shall see.
Look at this guy. Comes in here. Look at his hair. It looks exactly like it did in the first round. Bonelli looks like he's hardly been in a fight, but just the true spirit and the true heart of a champion. Went out there, was definitely not the A side. Comes into hostile territory out here in the United States, and to fight against a guy who everybody expected to win, and he really brought his best effort. You gotta give him a pat on the back.
Damian Bonelli has a big personality. Said he wanted to have fun, said there's no pressure on me, but you could tell that he was not here to fall down. No knockdowns in this fight. Both fighters most definitely having their moments. Falcao, though, see his technical ability, the volume really piling up. For me, sweeping certainly the first half of this fight. Bonelli making it competitive in the second half of this fight.
And then you see kind of some action. You see Falcao timing over the top of the left jab of Bonelli with an overhand right. Didn't really land too clean. Looked a little better when it happened in the fight, but he was able to land that shot. And Yamaguchi Falcao coming over to this corner and acknowledging the fans that cheered him to victory today. So.
Credit Yamaguchi Falcao. Again, Bonelli, very awkward opponent. Gives him a lot of looks he's just not seeing in the gym. Bonelli came to fight, rough, rugged, unconventional. Falcao kept his calm, kept his composure, tried to stay technical, certainly had his moments with the jab.
He did. He landed a lot of good, solid right jabs. Like I said, Sean, the whole fight, didn't want to harp on it too much. A punch I wish he would have got going earlier and more consistent with. He would have seen that the power punches land a lot more often, and there's not as much missing, a lot more accuracy whenever you start with that right jab, consistent to the head and the body.
And the 3 judges assigned by the Florida Athletic Commission, their scorecards have been totaled. Nice moment between these 2 fighters. We send it to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Caribe Royale Orlando, we have completed the scheduled 10 championship rounds. And now we go to our judges for the decision. Judge Griffith scores the fight 98-97. David DeJong scores the bout 97-93. And Thomas Nardone scores the bout 99-91 for the winner by unanimous decision and new NABA Gold Super Middleweight Champion, Yamaguchi